Okay, so I just have 5 minutes, so I will, and Paul has explained much about the research project. So I will quickly go through to the data work that we have been trying to do. So we have a data of 1.2 million records from CACI. The data coverage was from 2002 to 2008. So you will find many more email addresses which are out of date now. The fields were like email addresses, postcodes, and the full name and surname. So the geographical coverage was at the very finest level of the geographical areas. I tried to see what is the coverage of the data, and I think James won't like this heat map, he told me before, but the coverage was around the whole country in Great Britain. More data in England and Wales, but considerable data in Scotland as well. I tried to see what percentage of the data we have in different output areas. So these numbers show the percentages of the email data that we have in different output areas around the area of London. So you can see in some of the areas the data coverage is very small. In some of the areas it is around 2.5%. The average was around 2.5%, which is fine, I think. I tried to see what are the most frequent email domains people use. Hotmail.com and hotmail.co.uk came up as the top domains, which you can guess from during the time of 2002 and 2008. I think these days gmail.com is on top at the moment. Also blueyonder.co.uk, for example, does not exist anymore. But people use, for example, these email services as well, tiscali.co.uk and talktalk.net, for example. These come up in the top 15 email domains that people use. I also tried to see if people tend to give their identity in the email addresses that they use. 47% of the records had surnames as the part of their email addresses, and then 26% of the records have both forename and surname as the part of their email addresses. So it is a strong argument that people tend to use their real identity in whatever virtual identities that they make. Another interesting statistics who have the long email addresses. People from Hispanic, Portuguese, and for example Indian backgrounds have very long email addresses. For example, this email address of 25 characters. This is just on the left-hand side of @ sign. As you can guess, they have long names. That's why they have long email addresses, and because they tend to give their identity in the email addresses. Also, South Indians have longer email addresses than North Indians. Just final 2 slides. This map shows the top email domains people use in different areas across London. For example, on the top you can see beatinternet.com. There's beatinternet.com here, tiscali.co.uk on the top left. So you can kind of get an idea of what kind of broadband services they use. And then we can overlay that data on top of the socioeconomic characteristics of the people. So this is the same map overlaid on top of output area classification. What we envisage to do in the future is to analyze more data sources and produce some more tentative results. That's it from my side. I think time is over as well.